Welcome to the Art of Lifting podcast. Today we have got the juniors preview show. We're only really going to focus on the juniors rather than the sub-juniors, mostly because we don't have tons of time. But we're going to run through the men's first and then the women's, and we're going to just go in weight class order and just kind of give our rankings for 1, 2, and 3 and talk through a few highlights if we feel like we need to as well. So we'll kick off with the 59s. I'm happy to start here. It's quite a quick one. So Kurt has withdrawn. So we've got Kurt ranked first, Fadul ranked second. So obviously we're going to have Fadul in first. Kurt, I think, fractured his wrist. Do you know something?
Oh, yeah. He slammed the bar down when he did like his 2-week out SBD, and then a whole hand is purple, and went to A&E, had an X-ray, and they're like, yeah, it's fucked. Basically.
Oh dear.
Yeah. So we've got a win for Fadul. So that's all we've really got to say. I'm excited to see what he does though. Then we move on to the 66s. Did either of you want to take this one?
It looked like, I think it was David. He's got like a 577 total, but he's actually done a lot more than that. It was kind of, I think, like a qualifying total. And he did actually do juniors last year. But he missed weight and he did total like 600 there, and that was obviously like a year ago. So I think he's definitely going to come out in front. And then I had a look at Caden's training and he looked pretty solid, so I put him in second, and then Oliver in third.
I did have a look at Caden's like open powerlifting. I'm not sure if it was him. There was a 74 that pulled like 290, which I'm not sure. I assume it's him. So I was kind of interested because last comp he failed 260. So
Okay.
I was like, if his deadlift is on, it could be a nice little battle for second between the two of them, because their nominated totals are 2.5 kilos apart. Yeah. And if he is able to get anywhere near even 270, 280, like they've both got a very good pull and a very similar total. So I think it'd be quite interesting to watch.
Yeah. I think the only thing I want to note with this class with David, so same thing as you, Millie, I do think he's probably going to be fairly comfortably in first, as long as he obviously makes weight. Interesting that he missed weight though. I think me and you said this on the last preview show, Millie, like being that light of a weight class, especially as a junior as well, if you're missing weight, it's probably time to move up rather than hold yourself back. But obviously anything could have happened with that. We don't know the reasons why. But one thing I thought was interesting is he's not actually running any singles into this comp. So he's doing a lot of volume work. I think from what I remember on his Instagram, he put something like singles just tanked him so much and they struggled to progress with singles. So they're basically going to trial for this one a new method of running a lot of volume and then obviously just seeing how it turns up on the day, which I think will be interesting to see how that goes. Yeah. I agree on placing as well. What were you going to say?
He coaches himself as well, I think. So he's in your lane.
And he's definitely going to win. So I put Oliver in second, and I actually wanted to shout out as well Serjan ranked in fourth. I paid. I think the thing is with juniors that we're probably going to say a lot is the rate of progression is obviously going to be pretty quick for a lot of these guys and girls. Like they're a lot younger, they're going to be a lot newer to the sport. He's also coached by Pape as well, so I think I'm going to back him possibly for a podium spot, but obviously you never really know. So one for me was David, then Oliver, and then Caden Serjan battling out for third.
Yeah, sounds right.
Move on to the 74s, which we've got a familiar name in the 74s. Did one of you guys want to as well?
I can do this one. From what I've said with like my mates and stuff, we kind of all see Matthew Pond doing 720, 730, that sort of range, which I think will be clear from everyone else for first. But the battle for second to about fifth, I think, is quite good. I think there's Ping, who's nominated in 7, but he's also totaled 700 in the gym. He did fail a squat on that day, I think.
Yeah.
From what I know. But yeah, he's in around 700. You got Ryan, who's in around 700, and he's not hit as high numbers as he has in preps before, but like everything looks quite comfortable. And then there's also Ewan, I think, who has also hit around 700. But again, his squat looks a bit borderline. But they're all going to be in around 700, I think, and it'll just be who makes the most attempts, basically.
Yeah, I think, I'm really excited to see what Matt Pond does at this comp, because obviously he did his qualifying meet, but I think with the like national pressure, it'd be cool to see what he puts up, take some records. I think, like you said, Sam, like second to seventh is quite open. I think I know Ping quite well, and his training looks really good. but he has to cut a lot of weight, so just depend on stuff like that as well. Like it's another really lightweight class, isn't it? So yeah, I think it'll come down to like the last pull sort of thing, or like if you go 9 for 9, and I'd probably put Ping at second. And then we have also got Renzo in this. He's just missed out on the first flight. I think he's probably going to be a bit far off podium, but like it's worth noting that he's probably going to take the deadlift record in the B flight, which is pretty cool. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree with everything you guys have said there and mirror it all. I made a note as well, like 2, 3 to 7 is going to be really close, and it's literally just going to be who's the most sensible on the day and doesn't push kind of too early in the day as well, who's got the biggest pull. And I also want to shout out as well Georgie Weston, ranked 9th. I believe it's his first year in the juniors, so I think he competed for GB as a sub-junior and stuff, and he was very strong. And he was also a 66 as a sub-junior, so I think this is his first or second meet as a 74. And obviously he's so young as well, so it's a good chance that he'll potentially be maybe not quite podium contention 700 range, but obviously he'll be one to watch, if not this year, next year. So yeah, I think that's really exciting. And also, like you said, is it Renzo's first meet as a 74 as well, or second meet as a 74?
I think he did Fit Fest at 74, if I'm right, I'm thinking. But it's his first, like, don't know if he did full power at Fit Fest or yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I think that one's going to be a really close battle. I think I did rank it Matthew first. Obviously, it's going to be exciting to see what he does first meet. Now he's had time to settle into 74s as well. And then literally second and third is really hard to call. I think I'd put Ryan in second and I put Ewan in third, but it could be any of those top 7.
Yeah, I was going to put Matthew first, Ryan second, Ping third, and then Ewan just after that, I reckon. So there might be a
really
bias.
I think that's what mine was. All right, we'll move on to the 83s. So Sam, this is your class. So did you want to go first?
Yeah, go on then. So yeah, obviously you got Manson, who's done 802 before. From what I know, I think he's had a bit of a ropey prep, but I still imagine him to be around like 770. And then that's a drop off from obviously that top end, but I think he'll still be fine for first as long as he makes all his attempts. Then I think you've got me and Peter, who are fairly similar. I know there's quite a big jump in our nominated totals, but my uni Euros total was quite sandbags, and that was like the plan going into it. And then before that, I hadn't competed since like Bucks last year. I think Peter's top end will be slightly higher than mine. But again, it's powerlifting's a sport, so it's just about who makes the attempts. And I think on the day we'll be very similar on all 3 of the lifts. And then, yeah, I think that's kind of, it'll just be a battle between second and third. And there's a couple sub-juniors that are like eyes on the podium, but I think they'll just fall short.
See, I think Sam's being honest there. I do back you for second, and if Owen is listening to this, it's only on the condition that you actually lock in and take everything seriously.
I have no idea what you mean.
No, genuinely, like I've seen obviously some of your training, it does look really good. I think Manson comfortably in first. It'll be good to see what he puts up. And then yeah, I think you and Peter, like you said, similar top ends, I think, and like your nominated total is definitely a bit kind of sleeping on what you've actually got potential wise. So I think it'll be you for second, especially with Owen handling it as well, like sensible handler. Peter third is my back in there.
Yeah, I'd probably say the same thing. I think as well with Peter, I'm not sure whether he's had like the best like attempt selection as well like in the past. So I think yeah, like having Owen in your corner means hopefully second. But yeah, definitely Manson out in first. It will be a shame like if he comes in like really injured, but I from what I've heard, it's not too bad. So hopefully we'll get to see him like kind of enjoy the day because he's fun. He's a fun like guy to watch, I think, when he's lifting.
I think we'll move on to the 93s. So I don't have tons to say on the 93s. So got Joey ranked first, again, pretty comfortably in the lead. And am I right in thinking it's only like his second or third meet as a 93? He's not been a 93 long, has he?
No.
Yes. So I think it'll be good to see what he does as a 93. His trainings looks decent. Second, third, I'm pretty sure I literally just went with the nominated rankings of Thomas and then Emmanuel. There's some names on there that I definitely recognise, and it'll be good to see what they do. But I think they're fairly comfortably ahead. I don't feel like when you get to the heavier weight classes, the rate of progress is quite as quick. And a lot of these guys aren't quite as young either. I mean, obviously some of them are, but yeah, that's my prediction. I couldn't find tons on these guys, to be honest.
Yeah, I think obviously, I think Joey's probably clear out in front for this. We get to see what he does. I then have actually put Emmanuel in second. He's got a very big pull. Funny story about Emmanuel as well. Last year, he turned up to juniors and he weighed in and then proceeded to leave the building, which you're not technically meant to do. And then when he came back, because certain people hadn't turned up, they'd merged the flights together. So he was literally lifting in about 20 minutes. And I remember him panicking, having to try and warm up as quickly as possible. I think he ended up missing his first attempt because he just wanted to warm up. So hopefully juniors goes a bit better for him this year. So I'm quite confident that he'll place second, and I've put Thomas in third.
Yeah, I agree. I kind of just was going off the thought process that he will pull last. His deadlift looks really good, and it's sort of he'll have the last say out of the 293s for second and third. And then I think they're too far out front from the rest of the 93s for it really to be much of a debate.
Yeah, definitely. Should we go 105? So either of you want to take this one?
I've put Nathaniel out in front. I think it's pretty clear. He put up a really good SBD training total the other day. I think he did 290 squat and it moved very comfortably. And the same with his other two lifts, they were very good. I have, however, put Peter Mendy in second. He's got a very big pull, and I just think that he's going to have the last say. Obviously, Jack is a very experienced lifter. Be good to see him have a good day, but I'm not sure whether it's going to be enough to kind of keep up with that pull, because I think Peter attempted something stupid at Open Nationals 370. And it actually left the ground. So it depends how much he's kind of progressed on that. But yeah, I put Peter in second and then Jack in third.
Yeah, I also agree. And Nathaniel Masai has obviously moved up from 93 to 105, so hasn't got a cut weight, will be eaten into the comp. I think it'll be quite a big total from him, sort of 870-ish maybe. And then I agree about Mendy being second because of that deadlift again, and all of his other lifts look quite good, to be fair. And then I think, to be fair, between Jack Hopkins and Jaden, I think it will be a pretty good battle for third, which will be interesting to see as well.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't really have anything to add there, and I agree prediction-wise as well. Nathaniel, Peter, and then Jack, 1, 2, 3. 120s. So that's an exciting one. I am TC for this, and I'm very glad it's going to be fun to watch. So Nonzo is on the nominations, obviously, but he's not competing. So he put up 965 yesterday at the point of recording this. So I believe Josh's plan, this is his first proper meet as a 120. He did a qualifier and hit 815, and it was literally the most sandbagged meet I've ever seen. He literally just wanted to get into prime time for the top flight for nationals. And then his plan, I think, is just to put up whatever he needs to either surpass Nonzo's total or get close to it so they can both go to Worlds, I think is the kind of game plan there. And I do back him for mid to high 900s. He's looking really strong. His lifts have gone up, if anything, since cutting weight. His deadlift as well looks kind of limitless almost. So definitely think Dosh in first, and I'm really excited to see what he does. And then I think I couldn't find much on Panagiotis. I don't know if you guys know him or much about him, but I couldn't really find anything. No. I've put him in second anyway because he's quite comfortably ahead of Archie, who would be in third. But I've actually put Charlie Moore for third. So Charlie's ranked fifth at the moment, with fourth if you take out Nonzo, with a 700 total. But I've seen Charlie compete. I'm pretty sure I refed him at Powering Through. Everything was so comfortable and sandbagged. He's definitely got a lot of room there, and he's got a very big pull as well. I think he'll be pulling, apart from Josh, he'll be pulling last. So I think he'll have the choice there of where he wants to place. And I think he'll go for at least third. So I've put Charlie for third.
Yeah, I'd say I've pretty much replicated your predictions there. I think, from watching Charlie at Powering Through, I also back him for third place. And very excited to see how close Ngoku can get to Nonso's total. I think that'll be fun to watch.
I'm just curious to see what he does. And how much he pushes his total, as in Josh. I swear Archie also competed at Four Nations, didn't he? Like a week after I did. So he hasn't had a very. Is that the right Archie?
Let me have a look.
Because I'm assuming that that's like not a very quick turnaround.
No, I don't think he did. I think his last meet was November, Northwest.
Is it?
So
I'm wrong there.
might be a different. I mean, it's still not a massive turnaround, but I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, I kind of agree with how you guys placed it.
Yeah. So then 120 plus, there's only 3 entries and there's quite a big spread between all 3. Again, you never know progression wise how it's going to go. Like this might not be the order it ends up in. You never really know. And if people have taken the qualifiers somewhat easy, but we've got Josh Berryman first, Nathan Britton second, and then Louis Parry third. That's how I see it ending up. There's quite a big spread between each of them. And I think at least Josh and Nathan, both of their qualifying totals are from pretty big comps, so I can't imagine they took those particularly easy. Lewis, I mean, he's the youngest of the lot. I don't know how easy his meet was, but he's got 732 total, and the next total is 800. So I think a bit of a gap to close, but you never know with the juniors.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much as it says on the nominations. I think it's mental as well that Josh Berryman is still a junior and is still going to be a junior next year. Like, I don't know if you've seen him, but like he's so tall, and I can just imagine him at like he's just a big guy as well. He's so tall, and like a junior, so I can just imagine he is like, I don't know, like looking down on everyone because he's just such a big guy. So
no, it'll be really good to see what he does. Definitely.
Yeah.
I think we've rattled through the men very quickly there, guys.
Yeah,
but that's not a bad thing. So we'll move on to the women. So we're not going to go through the sub juniors, but one person in the sub juniors I did want to shout out, which I'm sure Millie, you probably follow a bit more closely than I do because she is a 76. So I had a little scroll through the nominated totals and everything for the sub juniors, and Harriet Cull in the 76s. She won in 2007. How old does that make her? Like 18?
17.
19? 17.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, of course, sub junior. Yeah, 17. 425 nominated total at 17. And I think she did like a 445 in training the other day.
Yeah.
So she is absolutely one to watch. And actually, when we get to the 76s in the juniors, like she could contend for podium in the juniors, not just the sub juniors. So definitely one to watch and to make a note of as well. So Harriet in the 76 is excited to see what she does.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. We'll start with the 47s on the women's side, which, again, pretty underpopulated class. We've just got one entry, which is Gwen Marsden. A 353 total, though, which for a 47, not just junior, just 47 in general, like, that is a big total to be closing in high 300s. Like, it's not long ago that 400 at 47 was, like, a very rare total. So excited to see what she does and how she progresses. If she stays 47 as well. I don't follow her closely, so I don't know. But definitely want to watch to see what she does.
From her Instagram, she seemed to be 45 kilos too. So not cutting into the 47s, I was like, that's kind of wild.
Yeah.
And her training looked quite good. I kind of see it like 360 to 365 from what she's posted. And if she's not lying about her body weight.
Yeah, actually on that, it looks like when she was sub-junior, she was competing in the under 43 category. So yeah, she's not even filling the 47. She's obviously quite comfortably in there. So if she stays in that class long term as well, it'd be crazy to see what she does.
Good to see what she does, yeah.
Yeah, as I say, it's almost like a shame that there aren't more people competing because it doesn't showcase like how strong she actually is. I think when you're like alone in a class like that, it just looks like it's just you and you're just going to win. But like she, isn't she like a world record deadlift holder? I'm pretty sure as well.
I mean,
so,
there's definitely a record somewhere, isn't there? With a three.
Yeah. So crazy.
That is crazy. So we'll move on to the 52s. I don't know if either of you want to start on this one. If not, I can.
I'm happy to. Well.
Yeah.
So obviously you got Abby and Bridget, who the battle will be between. Interestingly, I think Abby did what did she do? Like a 370.
380 yesterday.
380 yesterday, and also the 170 pull she did was matching Joy Namani's deadlift record from like 2015, which I thought was quite interesting. So I think she did 135, 75, and then like 170 or something like that, which puts her within like 3 kilos of the squat British record, matching the deadlift British record, and then 10 kilos above the total record. And I don't think she has to cut massively from what I know, as I kind of know her fairly well. So I would probably back her for first. There's not much on Bridget that I can see on Instagram. Obviously that total is higher, but it's just how much progress she's made since then, how heavy she is. She's obviously older too, so how much progress she makes if she stayed healthy, sort of feeling like that. But first and second, I think will be quite comfy, around like 380-ish, hopefully, which would be nice to see the record get broken.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. I was there yesterday when Abby did her squat and bench as well. I mean, the bench was hard, but it wasn't like crazy hard. It was all to standard. She got commands and stuff as well. Although she did skip the rack command because she was so shocked she got the 75 that she was just really excited. And her squats as well. So like her, I think it was 135, looked the same as her last warm up. Like she hit that 380 relatively comfortably. So I'm excited to see what Abby does, and I'll definitely back her for first. She's got Lewis handling her, I assume, as well. He is her coach at the minute, I think. So I think sensible attempt selection too. I think she can be put in first there. I think I put Bridget in second, still strong and like comfortably ahead as well. So like when you look at nominations, you would think Bridget's got quite an easy win there. But obviously Abby's just progressing at a really good rate. And then I think I've put wrong weight class, Megan or look. Oh yeah, I put Megan up in third because I think her training's been going pretty well. She hasn't really been posting a lot. She's coached by Charlie Moore. I could be very off with this prediction, but I mean, there's not much in the total. So third place is at the minute is Nisha with a 302.5. And then if you look down to Alex, ranked sixth, is 287.5. So I think all of those are going to be pretty close. It's going to be a close battle anyway. Alex has also been looking really strong as well. So I wouldn't be surprised if any of those girls ranked through to sixth come on in third. But I'm going to back Megan. Also, I think it's East Mid's bias coming in there.
Yeah, I would be going similar with putting Abby up front. Like her training just looks really good, and if she is also like not having to cut weight much, that's a really good sign. However, like Bridget does have like a lot of international experience, so it just depends. Like I don't know on attempt selections, but again, it's Lewis handling Abby, so yeah, I'm going to put her in first, and then Bridget in second, and then I've actually put Nisha in third. I looked on Open IPF, and she's literally just moving up from the 47s as well, and she just looks like really strong. So I'm putting Nisha in third still.
Yeah, Nisha's really young as well. She's a lot younger. I say a lot younger. They're all really young.
Yeah,
a few years younger than these other girls, and I didn't realize. Yeah, as well. So that's definitely worth noting.
I think that's something that's like quite like prominent like throughout the different like weight classes, even in like men's, but like definitely in women's this year is there's a lot more like variety in age, like coming up towards the podium, whereas like previously it's kind of always been like the top three have been the three people that are like aging out the next year or something. So it's cool to see like there's like a lot more like raw talent coming through from like the sub juniors, which is really cool.
Yeah, definitely. Sam, you've given your picks of this one, haven't you? So if we move to 57s, Millie, are you happy to take 57s?
Yeah. So I put Amelia Fox out in first. I think like she's a very strong lifter. She's got massive pull. I don't see anyone getting close to her total this year. Obviously, we had Caitlin Baxter, but she's aged out now. They were always kind of battling together. So it'd be nice for Amelia, I guess, to kind of come in and just win it. And then I put Tallulah in second. She's only done 2 comps, but she's still very light as well. So I think she's got like room to eat and grow. Like and that comp was quite a while ago. Oh no, it was in February. So we'll see. But yeah, Annabelle competed at Euro University Championships, which wasn't that long ago. But she did put up a training total. I think it was like 387. So it will just depend I think on like attempt selections. I think their pools are quite similar, so there could be like a little battle going on there between second and third, but I'm going to put Annabelle in second, I think, just because of like that really fast progression that we've already seen from her Uni Euros comp, and then Tallulah in third. But I think Amy will just be behind. She's got a really big deadlift, so if the other two slip up, then there could be a chance that she could pull into podium spot.
Yeah, I mirror a lot of that. I think Amelia first. It'd be really good to see what she does. I've put Annabelle in second. I think I saw that she's hit 388 in training recently.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to do that in training, it'll be really good to see what she does on the platform. And then actually for third, I've put Tallulah and Amy, who's ranked fourth, Amy Middlemass, in a bit of a battle for third. So Amy's looking strong. She's making slow, steady progress every comp. And her lifts are really clean as well. And I think she's looking really strong. I don't know that she cuts much for 57s. I don't know for sure. I think she cuts a little bit, but I don't think she's ever struggled with the cut. So I think battle for third will be between Tallulah and Amy. And I think it'll be really close and it'll be really good to watch.
Yeah, Tallulah's nominated title was from like September 2, which I thought was interesting. And she competed at that East Midlands comp that you were reffing, Sean.
Oh, yeah.
And her total was down a little bit. So it was like 380, I think, or 382 or something like that. And I kind of just see it as Annabelle's deadlift seems to have like blown up since Euros. And she did miss her. She was strong enough for her last pull, from what I remember. At Euros, it was just like a grip issue. But that bar was, I think, the worst bar I've ever pulled on. And also that room was so hot that like there was that 93 class after me where I think one out of like 12 people got their third pull. So I think she, as far as I'm aware, she hasn't had any grip issues in training. So as long as she can hold on to that last pull, she's also got Lewis handling her, which from judging by the attempt selections of what I remember from that February meet, I think she'll be able to like out powerlift Tallulah. And then, yeah, I was going to shout out Amy as well because she was also at Euros. And I don't think she had quite the day she wanted to. And her deadlift didn't quite show up. So if her deadlift shows up, I would probably back her for third over Tallulah.
Yeah. I don't know what the other girls' lifts are like either, but I know Amy's lifts are all very technically sound. Like as a ref, I wouldn't ever notice anything like not clean about them. So I think it could come into play as well about the reffing standards, which I think even at Open British last year in November, that caught a lot of people out the standard of reffing, I think, in this country. And obviously a lot of these girls and guys as well have international experience. They'll kind of be used to it. But I think those lifters that have more like raw strength are still pretty new. Some of them might be more likely to be slipped up by that as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, should we move on to the 63s?
Yeah.
One of you guys want to take this one, or I can if not?
Yeah. So obviously we've got Lucy Robinson that is somehow still a junior with a very impressive 480 total. I think she'll be looking to kind of extend her records as much as possible in this one before. Well, I'm presuming she'll probably do worlds at the end of the year, but different, pressure and circumstances at an international meet. So it'll be cool to put up something, relatively close to 500, but we'll see. I just think it's insane how far in front she is and like the progress that she's still made in this weight class. I think every time I've seen her at comp, like, oh, she might go up to 69s for the next one, but she never does. Like she still stays in the weight class and makes like insane gains. So it's cool to see. And then I've actually put Samantha Smith in second place. She's got a really big deadlift, which she called like 190 at the Scottish University Champs. So I think I'd probably put her in second, and then Martha in third place. But it's going to be tight. It's worth mentioning as well, Isabel David in fifth place, just coming out of the sub juniors in like a very stacked weight class. Really impressive. So yeah, those are my predictions.
Sam, do you want to go next?
Yeah. Obviously Lucy Robinson's clear out in front, as we can all see. So I think that'll be a walk in the park for her. Martha was also at Euros, as in Uni Euros. I don't remember her day being particularly easy or sandbagged like some of the people's there was. I also don't remember it being like ridiculously hard. I'm not too sure if she cuts weight. I don't know her that well. But I think it'll be a good battle between her and Sam for second and third, basically.
Yeah, I think I mirror most of what you guys have said there. I've put, I'm just seeing, yeah. So yeah, Martha's been a 63 since she started, so I don't know how easy she makes weight. I think she is pretty lean, but then her first meet, which was literally end of 2023, she weighed in at 60.4, where now she seems to be filling it a little bit more. So it might just be that she's just slowly kind of filling it. But yeah, Lucy in first. I'm really excited to see what she puts up. Like you said, Millie, she's been around for so long, but she's still a junior. She's got tons of international experience, so like lifting to standard and stuff isn't ever going to be a problem. And because she's not got tight competition, she might use this one as a bit of a fun, almost low pressure meet to just kind of go all out and see what's there.
Yeah.
I've put Martha in second. Martha's, I think she's coached by Lewis now. So one thing with Martha is I think she has in the past struggled with her squat depth. And I will be honest, sometimes when I watch her training videos, I do think they look a bit borderline. But she's competed internationally a couple of times now, I think. And I can imagine Lewis would call her out in the warm-up room if any of her squats were high as well. So
yeah,
I can't see it being an issue here. And she is just a really strong lifter. So I do back her for second, but it just depends on who makes their attempts, obviously. And then, yeah, I put Samantha as third. She's hit 415 in training recently. So nominated total of 415. I'd expect to see a bit of an increase on that. So I think this will be a really exciting class. And the other girls aren't far behind either. So from fifth and up, everyone's in the 400s, which is pretty cool to see as a junior in the 63s.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 69 kilo class. So I'll take this one. I'm sure you guys probably have more information on this than I do. So first place, Sky. She's pretty comfortably ahead. She's got international experience. In second place, so this is where I think is going to be a really close class. So I think I've put Amelia in second. So Amelia's currently ranked third with a 427.5 total, but she has hit 445 before. I think it was juniors last year. She hit 445. But then the qualifying comp that she did more recently, she hit 427.5. I don't follow her, so I don't know if that was due to injury or if it's just that she just did a fun meet, didn't peak, or just went in, just kind of sandbagged. I'm not too sure. But she's obviously got the strength for 45. It just depends if she can obviously put it together on the day. But if she does, I think second is quite likely going to be hers. And then I think there'll be a good battle for third. I think Ella, who's currently ranked second with 435, is looking really strong. So I'm going to back her for third. But I do think as well, down to, I think Poppy, who's ranked sixth, she's just up from sub-juniors with a 420 nominated total. So she's not far behind. She's the youngest of the group. She's looking like she's progressing really well. But she has done quite a lot of meets recently, which I know at that age she can get away with a bit more. But I know she did Commonwealth and Home Nations recently as well. So if she can progress her total from those comps, I wouldn't be surprised to see her on the podium or any of these other girls in between either.
I've kind of got a very different looking to you. So
That's fine.
I'm putting Ella quite clear out in front. I think she did uni Euros and total something like 468, and it was quite comfortable as well. And her training just looks so good. She's so like new to the sport, but just ridiculously strong. I said to her, like, when she moves up to 76, I think she'll squat 200 before she ages out as a junior. So no pressure, Ella. But yeah, I definitely put Ella out in first. And then I think this is going to be probably like one of the most interesting ones to watch. I think there's a lot of people here that haven't like posted their training. They've kind of hidden it and stuff. So it could go anywhere. But I'm going to put Hannah Davis actually in second place, as I know that 420 that she did at Euro Muscle Show, that was also like I think a 5 for 9 day. And I know that her training's been going really well as well. So I'd expect to see her totaling around like the 460 mark as well. I think she'll just be behind Ella. And then I'm going to put Sky in third place just because like she's also like got a lot of experience. She's obviously got like a massive total going into this, but she's also moved up a weight class. And she's got like a really big deadlift as well. Like I think she'll probably be pulling, second to last after with Ella pulling last. So I'm going to go Ella, Hannah, and then Sky. But it's worth noting that Amelia as well, she's got a massive pull, but there's nothing on. I don't know what she's been doing in training, so it's really hard to tell where she's at. But yeah, I'm gonna stick to those three for my predictions.
Before Sam goes, I'd like to just say I didn't realise Ella had hit 469. I don't know how I missed that, so I am going to also back her.
So I also am going to back Ella for first. I know that she did have to cut into Euros, but ever since then her body weight seems to have just sat within the weight class. So I don't think she's cutting at all now, and she looks stronger than she did then. I think she squatted the record at Euros.
Yeah.
So I think that was a little bit more push, and there was room still on that, and the bench and then the deadlift was just what she needed for placing. So I kind of see her squatting more than Sky, benching around the same, and then they'll both pull around the same. So I think just because of that squat, she'll end up in first. Sky will end up in second. And I think it'll be pretty close for third, and it's sort of like anyone's game. But with Ella being lighter, and they both have international experience, both have GB coaches, I'm pretty sure. So they've both got coaches that know what they're doing. I think it will be Ella first, Sky second, and I can pick someone for third if you want, but it's like very tight.
Yeah.
Could be any of them.
It's crazy to think as well in this weight class that like the top 7 lifters will all be here next year as well if they stayed in the 69 class. Like no one's aging out yet. Like there's like the most stacked probably women's class this year, which is, I don't know, kind of exciting. They can run it back next year.
I think also just their totals as well, like a lot of them probably would be at least top 10 in the open, right? Like mid 400 totals, if not this year, next year. A lot of these are going to be mid to high 400s, which is just crazy to see still as juniors. And like I said, still juniors next year as well.
Definitely.
All right, we'll move on to the 76s. Since I butchered the 69 so much, did one of you two want to take the 76s?
Yeah, I can. It's obviously sad not to be there this year. Feels weird that I'm not doing juniors because I'm not a junior anymore. But
it would be more weird if you were.
Yeah. Amy's nominated in first. I think that she will finish there. She has got a massive bench, but her squat and deadlift has like definitely really come on. Like I think at Commonwealth they'd come on anyway, and then since then in her training I've seen her kind of like putting up some really strong like heavy doubles, which I think will like take her total like above the 470 mark. So I'm gonna put her out in first. Crystal nominated in second place with 455. I'm fairly confident that she will finish there. She's not the most consistent lifter, but she's got like a really big bench, and like her training looks okay. She's been quite injured, I think, for the last couple of years, kind of like struggled with like good and bad periods. So hopefully like she can have a strong day and kind of like hold on to that second positioning, because I know she just missed out on podium last year, so I think she's going to want to place as high as possible. And then Chloe as well, I think she's got like a really big pull, so I think she'll finish in third place. But worth mentioning as well that Caitlin's training has looked really good. I know that 423 total won't reflect what she'll do on the day at all, so depending on if she can hold on to her deadlift, she might be able to finish on podium, depending on how everyone else's day goes, which is exciting because she's only just moved up from the 69s as well. So it'd be an interesting weight class. But also Marianne, nominated in sixth. I know that she's done 430 before, so there's a potential that she could like creep in there because she has got really good pull, but not the most consistent lifter again in terms of like attempts. So it'd be a good one to watch. Yeah,
I had sort of how it was nominated: first, second, third. So Amy first, and then the rest followed in order. I just wanted to mention that Blessing, she's from my uni, so I know her fairly well. She did the Ramadan Rumble and as a 69, but bombed out on squat depth. However, she did pull 225 as a 69.
Wow.
And she's obviously she hasn't got the nominated total as a 69, so she's now as a 76, but she is weighing 69 kilos eating into the class. And even if she can replicate that 225, it will still break the British record.
Oh god.
So from what I've said to her, it's just like, don't really focus on the podium. She just needs to get a squat in, a bench in, have some fun with it, like take something that she's going to be able to do like confidently and save it all for that big pull, because it will be nice to see like a 225, maybe even more final deadlift, which would be British record.
That's crazy.
I think I mirror everything you guys have said. So top three, I do think is going to be in the order that it's kind of ranked at the moment. But shouting out different people that I think could potentially be contenders if any of those do miss though. So Caitlin, since moving up, her squat has blown up. Like her squat looks really strong. I think she'll comfortably be above that 423 nominated total. Am I right in thinking as well, Sam, it's Blessings, that was her second comp? Her second ever comp?
Second or third.
Very new, isn't she?
Yeah.
Blessings also new. Let's have a look how many comps she's done.
I do think that like she has a little bit of like a more inexperienced coach, which plays a factor. And then like throughout prep, some of her the week out, I was like, you need to squat lower, and she's also quite keen on changing her squat technique last minute, which I was trying to talk her out of. But all she needs to do is get one squat in, sink it, even if it's super light, she can take bigger jumps. She's strong enough to be like bench squatting 160, 165, benching 65, and then pulling 225, which I think puts her in around 440-ish anyway. So if she has a good day, she could be in and around it as well.
Yeah, and looking at her open powerlifting as well, like she is progressing at a really good rate. Obviously, she's still so new, but she competed October for the first time, and then February where she did bomb out on squats. But her bench alone, she's added. So she benched 50 at her first comp and failed 55 twice. Her second comp, which was the Ramadan Rumble, she benched 67.5. So if she can just get a squat in, like you say, and just get confident with hitting depth and lifting to standards and focus on that a bit more, get a bench in, even if it's like a 140 squat, a 60 something bench, just pull a record, like hitting a record at your third, like a British record, your third ever comp, like that would be insane. So yeah, she definitely is one to watch. And I guess, like you said, Sam, she has quite an experienced coach as well. Like it might be something for them both to learn from. That's something to note. And then yeah, Mariam also hit 430. Was it in the comp group or in training? She hit 430. Millie, I've made a note of it.
She did 430 at juniors last year, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So yeah, all of these girls like mid 400s, if not more. Like it's going to be really good to see, and any of them could end up on the podium. But my prediction is as ranked, like we've all kind of said. On the 84s, so I'm going to be honest. You can probably tell listening to this compared to how much I know versus you two. I don't follow a lot of these juniors. I actually don't know any of the 84 juniors, which as an 84 is not good. But Rachel ranked first, very comfortably ahead with a 497.5 total. I'm glad I've noticed Rachel on here because she could contend with the Open with that total. So I think she is Open next year, looking at she won 2002. So Rachel ranked first with a 497.5 total, which is a crazy impressive total for a junior. I think we've got, I don't know if it's Ellen ranked second with a 400 total. Moan also ranked third with a 400 total. And then from there, the totals are fairly close. But in terms of predictions, so Moan is also coached by Charlie Moore. So I was speaking to him about her training. She's looking strong, and she's also the youngest by a way. Like, I think it's her first year as a junior. And she's also pretty new. She might have only done 1 or 2 meets. So I've put Moan in second, and I've put Ellen in third. But these other girls, good totals. They could all be fighting close to that 400. For this many, like 84 juniors to be that close to 400 as well, like it's really impressive to see. It was, I mean, I was a junior a long time ago, but 400 when I was a junior was like the goal. So to see it is such a commonplace, and in the lighter categories as well, like it's really cool to see. But no, I'm very excited to see what Rachel does this year. Yeah.
So Rachel was a 76 last year as well, and that was a 76 total, so she's only just gone up as well. Like she's a very tall lifter, so I think like having the extra body weight is definitely going to be like an advantage. Like I think she'll definitely be surpassing 500 here. I think she struggled with a bit of an injury, but her training looks really solid. Like I think it'll be exciting to see what she does. And then the rest of the nominations, I think I'm going to put Moan in second, based off what you've just said about Charlie's predictions, and that she's also fairly new. I think, you know, like this newbie games, isn't it? Like you've got more to give. It's almost like the pressure is not, you know, too much, but if you're with the right people and you right environment all day, it'll be fine. And then I'm actually going to put Leah in third place. I think her trainings look really good, and I think she's only just moved up to the 84. She might just be doing this comp at 84, but she was at 76 before, so I think she's got lots of like room. There won't be any cutting or anything. She's got a big deadlift as well, and like yeah, her training total looked comfortable. So yeah, and then I've put Ellen in at fourth based off that.
Yeah, I was going to put Rachel in first with a comfortable spread, and then Moan in second, like you guys said, and then yeah, when I was looking at the comps, 4 counties was in like October, so I was thinking 5 months from that, she should be. I think the Scottish Universities was in January or February.
Yeah.
I obviously don't know how hard the 400 was, but I was kind of going off the assumption that Leah would have more time to build on that, and I was going to put her in third because of that.
Yeah, I think that's worth noting as well. And I think with Moanne, I know Charlie also said that she's been in external hell, but it's literally her first meet was the Valentine's qualifier and she hit 400. And I think even in external hell, when you're like 18 years old and you've done one meet, like, there's always going to be good room to progress. So yeah, hopefully she comes in. Well, I think she'll be on the podium regardless, but second will be really good for her for her second ever meet. And actually, yeah, what you noticed there about, because Scottish Uni Champs was quite recent, wasn't it? So actually, yeah, is it Leo Lya? I think another good potential for podium because she's had more time between to focus on progressing.
Yeah.
So one more class to go, 84 plus. Did either of you want to take this one? If not, I'm happy to.
Okay.
I was like,
I always get her name wrong, and I think she's made a point on Instagram about.
I checked this morning. So, I think it's Sholon.
Sholon. Okay, there we go. Hopefully that's fine. I think all nominated in first with 507.5. I think she's going to comfortably finish there. Like her training looks so solid. Like everything she does looks really comfortable. So I think she's going to be able to stay in first. It's quite a gap as well. Like it's not too big that a few missed attempts wouldn't mean catching up. But I think she's had international experience, so I'm not worried about her not finishing first. I think then Jamelia in second. She's another really strong lifter. She's had quite a lot of experience, so I think as well there's a gap between second and third nominating unless someone's made ridiculous progress. So I think she would finish second, but then I am going to put Naomi in third place. So Naomi, I've seen quite a lot of her training. She's from Wales, so she's definitely done a lot more than 4:57 now. Like her last comp looked really comfortable as well. So I think she'll definitely be putting herself into third place with Layla just behind.
Yeah, I had exactly the same order. Yeah, exactly, for the same reasons.
Yeah, I have the same order as well. I think Naomi, she's only recently got up to 84 plus as well, I think, hasn't she? She was an 84 before. And she's just looking really strong. And I think she's just kind of embracing that slightly heavier weight class and just her training looks really good. So I think she'll be third. I'll back her third. I think she's coached by Ben as well, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's going to have a sensible attempt selection there as well. I've put Jamelia in second because she has got a bit of a spread. And yeah, Sholon, I'm so sorry if I've pronounced your name wrong. I did check it before we started recording because I knew I would get it wrong and she'd get mad. But no, we have spoken before and I really am rooting for her to put up a really big total. I think she's got a lot of potential in the 84 plus class, like to already be in the 500s. She's so, like, she literally had her first meet like a year ago.
Yeah.
So new still. One thing I do want to say, though, if she does listen to this, is please do your accessories. She posted recently that she does her accessories before her SBD because otherwise she just skips them. So imagine if she locks into her training how it's supposed to be, where that total could end up. But I'm really excited to see what she puts up. And all these 84 plus girls, like they're all getting closer to that high 400, 500 mark. And it's just really good to see like having good numbers as well. Like 7 in this class, I think, is a pretty good number of lifters. And yeah, I'm just really excited to see. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, Sholon, Jamelia, and I've put Naomi as well. But obviously, you never know. Like Layla might have made really great progress. I don't follow her, so I don't know. I couldn't find tons as well, so we'll just see. But I do see quite a bit of Naomi's training. Like she posts quite a lot, and yeah, she's looking strong. She pulled a really comfortable, 185 the other day. I think got stuck on her legs, but it was still comfortable until that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. That is all of it. We did that in very good time, guys. I'm proud of us. For anyone listening, we started filming at 8 o'clock on a Sunday morning, so I think we did pretty well here. Is there anyone we haven't shouted out that you guys wanted to mention, or anything you're looking forward to in particular that we want to just shout out?
I'm looking forward to all of it. I think it'll be really good to watch, and good luck to anyone that's competing.
Yeah.
I'm having a look to see if I can find anything that tickles my fancy.
I'm looking forward to watching Sam compete because I'm reffing prime time on Friday, but but I'm traveling up early in the morning just to watch Sam. So if he doesn't get on the podium, I will not be speaking to him ever again.
When he bombs out on squat depth.
That's true. No, your depth has looked good recently. I do like genuinely. I'll back you for second.
I reckon you're just gaslighting me on the podcast. You need to hang up and then you can do the real 83 predictions. Yeah. But no, it'll be fun. I thought it was interesting about the whole men on all on one day, females on all one day. And I'm interested to see how it runs compared to open nats with the two platforms and how the vibe is. Obviously, 83s being first thing in the morning, it was a little bit dead for a lot of the early lifters on the at Open Nationals. So I'm interested to see how the atmosphere is and how the comp goes, especially because I think the females, are they weighing in earlier? I think I'm weighing in at 8, and then females are weighing in at like 6. So like, how many people are going to be there at 8 in the morning? Be quite interesting to see, and yeah, what the atmosphere, what the crowd's like, and what people put up, I guess.
I think that's a really good point. I think as well, typically the men do get a bigger crowd than the women a lot of the time. So having the women on the Saturday, I think it'll be interesting to see, because obviously a lot of people will be working on the Friday, won't be traveling down for it. It'll be interesting to see the difference in crowd. And yeah, I hadn't even noticed the 6 a.m. weigh-in for the women on the Saturday. Firstly, that's brutal. And secondly, getting how many people are going to be in the venue for that 8 a.m. start to come and spectate. So it'll be interesting. But it ran really well for British Open. Like you did Open, didn't you, Millie? Like the comp ran well. And there wasn't a huge seating area, so it felt busy regardless if it was full or not. And I think Gymshark was always a really good venue for juniors. So it'll be interesting to see how you guys that have done juniors at Gymshark find it in comparison.
Yeah.
Perfect. I think that's all we've got to go through. I'm excited to see how it all goes. I think every single class, apart from the super lightweight classes, has good battles in, but even the lightweight classes, it'll be good to see what they put up. We've got strong lifters in them, so it'll still be worth watching, tuning in, seeing what they do. Okay, I'm just going to wrap it up. Thank you for joining me, guys. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you getting up on a Sunday for me.